So now we know that every single body has charges. It just so happens that the amounts of positive charges and negative charges are equal, so they cancel out the effects of these charges. But now the whole point is we want to not study about neutral stuff. We want to study about charged stuff. So let's see. So when is a body said to be charged? It's said to be charged if it's either positive or negative, right? Then it's charged. If it's not, if it's neutral, it's uncharged. So how does a body become charged in the first place? Well, we spoke about that last time. We said that everything is made up of electrons, and protons, and neutrons, because everything's made up of atoms. And electrons like to move about. So if, say, this body had one electron, one proton, one neutron, so it's neutral now, and somehow an electron were to get out from here, what would happen? Now, this guy is missing a negative charge. So if I'm missing negative, I become positive, because all that's in here is one neutron and one proton. The neutron is negative, the proton is positive. Sorry, the neutron's neutral, and the proton is positive, which means in a whole, this is positive. See, that's how bodies get charged. Electrons want to move about and charge things. So we can charge things. We can charge anything. There are three ways to charge a body. The first way to charge a body is by friction. What is friction? Well, friction is actually a force that is acted on any body moving in a certain direction. So if I were to run on the ground in this direction, friction would be acting. Well, everybody knows what friction is. Let's not get into friction. Friction is just a force caused by rubbing or moving or something. You know, when you rub something on paper and then you touch the paper, it's hot. It's hot because of friction. So now we know what friction is. So how does friction charge something? And does it really charge something? Yes, it does. If you take, let's say, a plastic pen or a plastic ruler or whatever, plastic rod, and you rub it in your hair. I bet everyone has done this at some point. Take it, rub it, and then put bunches of paper on the table and then take them up. How did you do that? You did it using charging. You were charging things without actually knowing what was happening. So when you take a plastic rod and you rub it in your hair, what you're actually doing is, when it's getting rubbed, the frictional force causes some electrons from your hair to jump in to the plastic. So what happens? Your hair, that section would get positively charged, but at this point your hair is connected to your head, which is connected to your body, which is connected to the ground, which means that we'll see later that that's called grounding, which charges get neutralized. So forget about the hair, but now we're talking about the rod. The rod has negative charges now. It has extra electrons. Now you might say, okay, well, this is connected to your hand because you're holding it in your hand, to your body's connected to the ground. Yeah, it does. But for that, that's why if you hold it for a long time, it's gone. It doesn't stay charged forever. You have charges for some time. So you just made this negatively charged just by rubbing it in your head. So friction charges things if you know what you're doing. So the first method of charging a body is by friction.